San Francisco Giants, who have an equally interesting front office situation. Maybe far more interesting.
Well, it is far more interesting. In breaking news, within the last, this is in the last 24 hours, right? Yeah, in the last 24 hours, the Giants have fired their president of baseball operations, Zadie, and
Farhan Zahidi. You never have to pronounce it again.
Yeah.
Fortunately, you never have to say it again. Farhan Zahidi.
Zadie. Just the Farhan's easy. It's the last name that's a sticker.
Yeah.
But they
not going to work here anymore.
They went ahead and brought in 37-year-old, recently retired. Yes, he's been part of their operations team. Buster Posey to run the whole fucking thing. Here you
Buster
go, buddy.
Posey.
Here you go, buddy. It's yours to destroy. Enjoy.
When did you learn that Buster Posey was part of your front office at all?
When he was tied to negotiating the Matt Chapman contract.
That's when I learned it as well. Apparently he's like a part owner. He's got like a minority stake in ownership as well.
Like a minority stake in ownership.
Holy fuck. The Giants set him up when he retired. They gave him part of the franchise. They put him in the front office, and now they made him their president of baseball operations. Wow. What a meteoric rise.
It's insane. It's insane. And they're like, oh, he negotiated the Matt Chapman deal. Let's talk about that for a fucking second.
I wanted to talk about this. I'm curious what you think about this.
Is it a negotiation? 6-year, $151 million deal for someone who's going to be fucking 37 years old when his contract comes to term. It's a
the other thing that really raised my eyebrow, and we've got the exact same opinion about this, which I wasn't sure. There's a no trade clause for someone who's going to be 37 years old. Like this is probably easily the most player friendly deal that's been signed in the last 3 years. Typically, like what's been happening is we've seen it specifically with Matt Chapman and also Blake Snell, who we'll get to. Every GM, every president of baseball ops across Major League Baseball was waiting out these free agents until deep into spring training to get them to sign short-term deals, a little bit friendly, and that they're 1-year player options for a total of 3 years. But you kind of knew they were going to, even if you got stuck with a terrible player, it was only 3 years. So they're kind of team friendly, but this is as player friendly as it gets, mainly because of the age that you pointed out. Like you wouldn't be too worried about a no trade clause and a 6-year deal and that much money if he was 25. He's 31 years old. Like this seems like a very naive move by Buster Posey, and now being rewarded for it by giving him full reign now.
He got the deal done. Anyone could have gotten that deal done.
I think you and I could have figured that one out.
I could have gotten the deal done.
Take everything. Will you sign this?
Yeah. What do you want? I want $151 million guaranteed and a no trade clause. Done. That's basically the negotiations. You know what? I'm sure the negotiations with their former president, whose name I will not attempt to say,
Zaidi.
There you go. Went something like, how about we have a couple team options in there or something?
Yeah. Well, he was driving a hard bargain for the benefit of the team, of the franchise. And he got punished for it by that team.
Buster Posey comes in and saves the Chapman deal. There was nothing to save. He rolled over. Yeah. He said, can I give you a happy ending on this? I mean, Jesus. I mean, it's when I saw the deal, I went, what was, they say, because I think the headline was Posey ends up negotiating Chapman deal. There was no negotiation. What do you want?
I feel like he's almost been universally praised for this deal. Like, oh, he got it done. Like,
well, what did he get done though? He scratched the Giants. He got an albatross. I mean, know what I'm going to equate this deal to? Because he's also a third baseman. This is the Mancata deal right now.
Yeah, it looks eerily similar.
You got 20. You got 2 years of $25 million that he's probably barely going to be on the fucking field for.
Mm.
Maybe he's going to be your
Well,
DH.
you and I
at that
talked
point.
about it. And he was one of the hottest free agents in this past offseason that a lot of people in Detroit thought the Tigers should have signed. And I was against it because he had such a terrible last 2/3 of the season last year. I thought he was done, but he had a fantastic year, and that's why on the surface, I think not looking deep into this, people could be happy about signing him, but signing him long term with a no trade clause is
I'm
just,
telling you.
it seems insane. So
here's the deal. I would have, and maybe this is the deal that was given to him. I probably would have gone 3 years, and I'm fine with the 3 years at 25 each, so like 75 million with 2 team options. Team options, not player options, team options.
I bet you that's what Zaidi offered,
Yeah.
and Chapman wasn't interested at all. So I mean, Buster Posey clearly has no experience other than this one deal in a front office capacity. What does this mean going forward for your Giants? Like what are do we know anything about his organizational philosophies? How he wants to support the farm system? I mean, we've seen what his free agency policy is so far.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be spending a lot of money. That's what we're going to be doing.
Well, hey, I mean, that's fun.
I think
Hey,
Blake Snell will be back now after that deal.
Well, you definitely need to talk about Blake Snell, who opted not to pitch his final start and focus on his pending free agency. So kind of sounds like he's not interested in coming back to the Giants, unless, of course, they want to pay more than everybody else, which is quite possible with Buster Posey at the helm. I don't know. I thought that was a strange. Have you ever heard of a pitcher telling the team he's not going to pitch because he wants to focus on his free agency?
No, I mean, I don't think
seems
so.
really shitty, actually. It seems like big. I mean, it was a headline, but it seems like that should be pretty big fucking headlines. Like a player just refusing to play. It's an ugly. I think it's a really ugly look for Blake Snell.
Yeah, I mean, his exact quote was, "Just looking at it."
Can't hear you.
His exact quote was, "Just looking at it, I've only pitched as long as we're in it, and had a shot, and against playoff teams." Snell said, "Not playing a playoff team, this game has no meaning." That was his, and then he wanted to protect himself going into the off season.
He's not wrong.
I mean, go out and
doesn't sound like a good teammate.
You could go 3 fucking innings or something. Jesus.
Yeah.
Although there's another.
He's also saying he's more valuable than the guy that the Giants will send out there to pitch in his place. So it's just an inherently selfish, me first over team position. So I don't know. It's certainly not going to hurt him, other than in our opinion. But
yeah, he did say if he had the chance. The thing that's interesting, if they were, I forget who they were playing. It was like maybe the Rockies or something. He said if he actually, if there was an implication where he could ruin someone's playoff chances, then he would have pitched. Which I love. That part I love. That part
spite start.
Yeah, I love it. I fucking love it. That's why he won me back on that quote.
Yeah.
He also said that I feel like players say this shit all the time, but he's like, he did comment to NBC Sports, Bay Area sports station, that he would like to return to the Giants, but I think that's I don't know how many times I've heard that before. So
yeah. Oh, I'd love to return. Well, he'd be stupid not to say that. So
yeah, but
he's basically telling them he doesn't want to come back there by his actions. So I don't know. That was surprising to see how that season ended, specifically with front office and free agency decisions for your Giants, if not on the field. But
I mean, it's
wow.
I mean, the Giants as a whole for me turned into a huge disappointment. I thought they made enough moves to make the playoffs, and they were kind of sitting there. It was wild card was ripe for the taking. Coming out of the All-Star break, they had the easiest schedule out of all those teams in the second half, and
didn't happen.
Fucking get it done. I mean, I also the God bless the Padres. I mean, they went on an epic tear, as you mentioned earlier, a little bit better than even the Giants. So, I mean, than the Tigers. So, yeah, but just a disappointment, especially like Snell and Robbie Ray had some great fucking outings in that whole post All-Star break.
Yeah.
And they could not.
Yeah, we thought you pointed out how good their rotation should be in the second half of the season. And it kind of came to fruition, but it was not nearly enough.
But they had bullpen issues too, and they had games like the Cubs where they couldn't fucking score any runs.